before you bring yourselves down to the mat, guys, can you get hold of, if you've got a little Pilates ball, great. Ooh, this one needs a bit extra inflation. Or if you haven't, don't worry, just grab a cushion from your sofa, okay? So just grab that before you bring yourself down. We're going to be doing some Pilates. We're going to be using your prop to help us come to sitting, however you are comfortable. Nice and tall through the spine. Maybe just move the fleshy parts, the squidgy parts of your butt to the back a little bit so that you can really sit yourself up nice and tall. And I want us to take the chin down to the chest, keeping the shoulders relaxed, keeping the spine straight. And take a nice deep inhale in through the nose. As you sigh it out, just relax those shoulders, relax that belly. Good, again, inhale in as you're inhaling. Just gently draw and hug that belly button in towards you, keeping your chin to chest the whole time. And then exhale, relax yourself down. Good, maybe give your hands, if you're sitting cross-legged, bring your hands onto your knees and just give your shoulders a little press forwards. So from one side to the next. Might do a few little grinds here, but hopefully they'll feel good. Perfect. And then release and just come into a little back shoulder roll here. How are you feeling? We're going to be predominantly working into the abdominals today, but a little bit of glute work in there as well, okay? So I want to just start by coming into some little rollbacks. So I'm going to turn this way around. Don't need your prop quite yet. You could have your hands on your knees or just behind your knees here. Okay, sitting up tall, knees are bent. Pull that belly button in towards you as you start to roll back. Remember, your hands are going to support you here. We're just trying to curve that lower spine. Stop when you get to the point that you feel you're going to lose your balance if you go a little bit further. And then roll it back up without dragging yourself back up through the legs, but knowing that your hands are there to support. Return to that nice tall seated position, lengthen out the spine. So again, pull that belly button in, round, curl through that lower back. Come back to that point. If you were to let go your hands from your thighs here, you could feel those abs strong and supporting you upright. And then guide yourself back up. Nice and tall. Open the chest, relax the shoulders. Let's do that one more time. This is a really nice little gentle wake up for those abdominals and that lower spine. Here, again, option to lift your hands away. And then exhale, release up, nice and tall. Roll your shoulders through. So you're going to bring in your cushion or your ball now. If you're using a cushion, if you can fold it in half, just so it's got a bit more height, thickness to it. If you haven't got a cushion that you don't mind, if you've got a cushion that you don't mind folding in half, and you're going to bring it right into your lower back, and we're going to use it to support us as we lean back. If you don't feel, if you've got a really thin cushion that isn't doing much, of course you can use your hands here. You can use your hands here at any point to support you, but essentially you want to be able to come back and lean down into it here. Good. Heels are on the floor. Arms are going to stretch out in front, and we're going to start in with a heel lift. So really soft movements as we tap our heels back down onto the floor. I want you to imagine that your mat is a sheet of ice, and we are absolutely not wanting to break that sheet of ice. Good. Remember, you can have your hands here if you feel you need that little extra support. If you feel that you've leaned too far back with your ball or your cushion, you don't have to use that. You can bring yourself back up. You could even bring your hands around the back of the thighs. Okay, so lots of options to make this move work for you. Good, really concentrate in on your breathing to help with the softness of that move. Beautiful. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll yourself back up so you're sitting nice and tall. Release those shoulders, hold on to the back of the Knees, if you want to here, press the chest forward. And then you're going to take your cushion or your ball, you're going to bring it around in front of you. We're going to roll ourselves back to the point where we feel that we can support unassisted, so without the hands. And we're going to pass that cushion or that ball around in one direction only in front of us. Obviously, the further back you lean, the more intense it's going to be through the abdominals. Don't forget to breathe. So I know that we are concentrating here, making sure that our abs is nice and tight, but that doesn't mean we hold our breath. Good. We've got 3, 2, 1 more. Release your cushion, release your ball. Bring yourself in to a little forwards fold. Doesn't need to be a super deep stretch if you don't want it to. It's more about releasing that lower back. But obviously if you're tight through your legs and you want to come further down, then of course you can. Good. Exhale, release that. Come back to sitting. Again, bring your ball or your cushion behind your back to support your lean back, or you can still have a hand here to support. We're going to be using the hands, but you can always bring them down to the floor. So without the hands, this is what we're going to be doing. Scissor arms, straight arms, all the way up in line with your ear. If you're using one hand as support, I want you doing a single side with the other hand supporting you on the floor. Want to make this a little more intense? Lift those feet up off the floor. Good. You're doing a single arm with the other arm supported. Switch sides. If it's too intense with the feet up, lower them down. Good. Straight arms all the way up to your ears. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Take the feet together, knees wide. And let's just come into a little rock through here. That was an intense little start, but I'm hoping that you managed to do the tweaks that were necessary to make that move work for you. We are going to come back to sitting at the end, but for now we're going to change positions. We're going to come around onto our sides. So no rush. Take a moment. Bring yourself down. Prop that elbow underneath the shoulder. We're going to go from knees to begin with. Okay, we're going to come up into a side plank. Your prop in front of you. Exhale, press up. Raise your prop up overhead. Again, if you're using a cushion because it's quite bulky, fold it in half if you can, because we want to bring it down, scoop it underneath our armpit, and then bring it back up again. If the cushion feels too bulky, you don't have to use the cushion. You can just use the hand. Good. But I really want you coming underneath the armpit so that you're really getting that lovely big twist in. Good. 2 more like this. 1. And 2. Release the hips down. Keep your arm extended up overhead. Straighten out the legs. Bring the arm up and over, so to the opposite end of your mat from your feet. And then we're going to come into a side lying crunch. This works only when your hips are directly stacked. So if you're rolling your hip forwards or rolling backwards, this isn't really doing much. You're moving your arms and your legs. But if your hips are stacked one on top of the other, you're going from a really long line into a squeeze. Can you feel it in your waist? Maybe you'll feel it in this bottom part of the waist that's getting the stretch. If you want to intensify it, bend that bottom leg, come back in from your side lying plank. If you want to intensify it further, bottom leg straight, up and come from a full side plank. So lots of options. Choose the one that's right for you. We've got 2 and 1. By the time I've talked them all through, it's time to stop. Push yourself up. Roll that shoulder out. How are we doing? We've got 1 more on this side where we're going to come just into a side plank. So again, either from your knees or from your extended legs, or if you want to, you could bring that wrist. If you're coming up from the wrist, bring it again underneath your shoulder. Maybe stagger your feet here and come up high. So different options. Not with the rotation here, so not with that thread of the needle, just a hold. Good, breathe through. We've got 2. And 1. Release, press around to all fours, sink into child's pose. You can have your hands on your ball or your cushion if you want to. Take a little moment here. And then absolutely, we're going to have to repeat that on the other side. So bring yourself around. So it's knees and elbows to start off with. And it's the rotation. So as you push up from your knee, you can have the top leg either bent or extended out straight. It doesn't matter to the move. So just go with preference. Reach under and up. Good option here to just follow the direction of that ball with your gaze. So you get a little bit of neck movement in. You can check that that ball really is coming under as far as you can. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Perfect stuff. Lower the hips, extend that arm overhead. Check that those hips are stacked. Side lying crunch, either from the mat or up into half side plank from knee or full side plank from feet. Beautiful, guys. Control. If you can't get your knee and your elbow to meet, bring towards each other and then extend. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Perfect stuff. Give that shoulder a little roll out if you need to. And then again on this side, we come into our side plank hold from whichever position you are comfortable in. If you don't normally come up high from a wrist, give it a go. You can, as I said, you can stagger your feet to give you a bit more support and stability. It also keeps those hips stacked nicely. Sometimes if they're up on top, we can have a tendency to push that bottom hip out. Stagger your feet. Good. We've got 2 and 1. Release down, press back into your recovery stretch. Take a moment here. How are you doing? Good. And then we are going to roll back up to sitting. So where we started. So as I said, it's been mainly all abs from here, or has been all about the abs from here. We're going to bring in a little bit more leg work now. So again, you can use your prop to support you, or you can use your hands to support you. Both absolutely acceptable, okay? We're going to lift, if you can, both feet up off the floor. If you need to keep one foot down, absolutely fine. You're going to flex your foot. We're going to press away, draw in, press away. So this is here, doubles. I started with the hardest first. You could be double and single, alternating. You could be down on the floor and press. Again, I'm giving you all the options. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down, roll up, either nice and wide or come into your forwards fold. And then we're going to do that move again. So if you are doing a single leg, you can switch sides. If you want to practice a progression, so if you were doing one foot on, you could try coming up and alternating with the hands as support. You could try pressing away. Keep your foot flexed. Abs are on, but thighs are on. Can you feel them? You can hold on to your thighs as long as you're not holding them up and waking yourself up. We've got 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Ooh, that was intense. Roll through. Good. Reposition yourself. So draw your feet back in, hands down, or supporting yourself on your ball. And then this time we're going to take the arms wide. So if you're using your hand as a support, one side only, until I say switch. Good. If you're not using a support, but you want to be higher up, you're here. Good. Single-sided switch arms. You doing okay? 4, 3, 2, 1. No, I took both arms out into a finisher there. That wasn't my intention. Roll yourself up into whichever little stretch out you want. And then spin yourself around to sitting. If you're using a ball, you could bring it in here for your stretches or your cushion, or just use your body weight. Hand to one side, arm up and over, stretch out through the waist, relax this supporting arm. Good. And then exhale over, same on the other side. Good. Release. You could bring your ball around in front of you and use it to roll yourself away, or hands onto cushion. Stretch out the upper back here, the shoulders. Just when we've been sitting and maintaining our posture, it's really nice to have a stretch all the way down through the spine. Good. Roll yourself or walk yourself back in. Hands to knees. Take it in to a neck roll. Good. And then that little shoulder shimmy that we did to start. And ask yourself the same question as you did at the start. How are you feeling now? Did we wake a few things up? It was intense, but I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you felt connected. Thank you for joining me, guys. I will see you all on the next one. Take care.